Ladies and gentlemen, today we are standing at the edge of a financial moment that millions have been waiting for. A headline that feels more like history in the making than just breaking news. For years, whispers, speculation, and rumors have circled about the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong revaluation. People argued, laughed, doubted, and some even gave up hope. But today, in 2025, everything has changed. For the first time ever, the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar has been officially confirmed live on national television, sending shockwaves across the global economic stage. What was once seen as a dream whispered in private circles has become a reality celebrated openly across Iraq and far beyond. For IQD and VND holders, this is not just a financial update, it is the victory of patience, faith, and resilience. Stay with us until the end of this broadcast, because every detail matters, and what you hear today could change your financial life forever. In a stunning development, Iraqi citizens and global investors alike are witnessing history as the Iraqi dinar officially enters its new era. On major television broadcasts in Iraq, the exchange rate of the dinar was openly discussed and displayed, something that had never before happened in such a direct and public manner. For years, the conversation about revaluation remained locked in online forums, private investor meetings, and hopeful speculation. But now, Iraq has brought it straight into living rooms, into offices, and into the international spotlight. The ticker on live television compared the old rate of about 1,460 dinars per US dollar to a newly confirmed rate of 3 dinars to $1, marking an extraordinary shift in value. This is not an unverified rumor or speculation. It was spoken by officials, shown on official screens, and confirmed by trusted financial leaders. The entire Iraqi nation, along with countless investors abroad, is watching history unfold before their eyes. The presence of key officials gave this announcement undeniable credibility. Representatives from the Central Bank of Iraq and the Ministry of Finance stood before the nation, confirming the revaluation and explaining its significance. This was not hidden in small print nor whispered in closed meetings. This was declared openly, in a way that every citizen could see and understand. Their words carried authority backed by years of preparation, signaling that Iraq's financial system is not just rebuilding, but stepping boldly onto the international stage. For IQD holders around the world, this was the long-awaited green light, the official proof that their patience has not been in vain. The announcement marked the beginning of a structured, legal, and government-verified process for currency exchange. Banks across Iraq, from Rafadain to Rashid Bank, prepared themselves for the rollout, ensuring that tomorrow, ordinary citizens would be able to walk into their branches and participate in this historic exchange. But the news didn't stop at Iraq's borders. Across the ocean, reports began to surface that major U.S. banks, including Wells Fargo, J.P. Morgan Chase, and HSBC, were also authorized to handle Iraqi dinar exchanges under the new rate. This single piece of information turned the local Iraqi broadcast into a truly global event. For years, many investors in the United States and other countries wondered if their holdings would ever be recognized in legitimate banking systems. That question has now been answered. These banks are not only participating, but in some cases, they are arranging appointments for exchanges, ensuring the process is smooth and regulated. For millions of currency holders, this marks the first real opportunity to exchange their dinars legally and transparently at internationally recognized values. The dream of holding dinars and waiting for their day has officially transformed into a structured reality. As excitement exploded for Iraqi dinar holders, another development quietly entered the spotlight from Vietnam. The State Bank of Vietnam circulated a memo confirming a recalibration of the Vietnamese dong's internal exchange rate. While not as dramatic in its announcement style as Iraq's, this news is monumental in its own right. The Vietnamese dong was listed with a new rate structure equivalent to about 1.2 cents per 1,000 VND. Though small on the surface, the implications of this recalibration are massive. Analysts suggest that Vietnam is choosing a phased approach, aligning with its historic cautious methods and economic reforms. Many observers believe this is only the first step in a broader revaluation strategy. Together, The timing of Iraq's bold move and Vietnam's careful recalibration suggest coordination, something long spoken of but never publicly proven. This dual shift has reignited discussions about a global currency reset and placed the IQD and VND firmly in the spotlight. For ordinary holders of these currencies, the excitement is beyond financial, it is deeply emotional. For years, they endured mockery, skepticism, and warnings that the revaluation was nothing but a scam or fantasy. Yet, here we are in 2025 with official announcements, bank confirmations, and televised broadcasts proving them right. For many, this moment is about more than money. It is about vindication, about patience rewarded, and about dreams finally crossing into reality. Social media platforms lit up with celebration as videos of Iraqi citizens cheering in bank lines circulated alongside posts from international holders declaring victory. For both IQD and VND holders, this day is now etched into history as a moment of personal redemption and collective triumph. What was once only talked about behind closed doors is now public, undeniable, and impossible to ignore. Inside Iraq, banks are now preparing for one of the most significant rollouts in modern financial history. Rafadain Bank, Rashid Bank, Bank of Baghdad, and other major institutions have announced that they are ready to begin live exchanges tomorrow morning. Their branches have been equipped with new verification systems, special scanners, and updated security procedures to ensure that every currency note presented by citizens is legitimate. At the same time, financial service providers like Zay Exchange and Hala Financial Services are stepping in to expand accessibility, making the process smoother for people across the nation. This wide participation ensures that the revaluation is not just a symbolic gesture, it is an operational reality. For the first time, ordinary Iraqi citizens will be able to take their dinar, walk into a bank, and exchange it for value that aligns with international markets. This is not just a technical change, it is the restoration of trust and power in Iraq's national currency. One of the most exciting aspects of this development is that global banks are not just observing, they are directly participating. Institutions like Wells Fargo, HSBC, and JP Morgan Chase are confirmed to be preparing their branches for dinar holders. While some locations require appointments, others are ready to manage exchanges through structured processes. This involvement is historic because it signals that Iraq's currency is not only recognized, but integrated into the global financial system. When major Western banks accept a currency at an official exchange rate, it confirms that the financial world has validated its legitimacy. For years, IQD holders overseas wondered if they would ever be able to exchange their holdings legally, without fear of scams or gray market deals. That question has now been answered. The fact that Tier 1 banks are opening their doors changes everything, creating a bridge from speculation to genuine financial opportunity on an international level. The exchange process itself is expected to be orderly but detailed. Holders will not simply hand over their currency for instant cash. Instead, they will go through a structured verification system. Each person will be asked to present government-issued identification, such as a passport, driver's license, or national ID card. Proof of address, like a utility bill or bank statement, may also be required. Banks will run the currency through high-grade machines to verify authenticity and ensure there are no counterfeit notes. In the United States, holders may also be asked to provide their Social Security number or tax identification number, since these transactions will be reportable financial events with potential tax implications. Some banks are even offering different payout options: lump sums, structured payouts over several years, or long-term bonds designed for wealth preservation. This process transforms what was once a speculative idea into a transparent and government-verified financial system. At the same time, rumors are circulating that certain redemption centers may offer what are called contract rates, which could be higher than the publicly displayed rates. These centers, however, may also require participants to sign non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. An NDA is a legal document that prevents people from discussing the details of their exchange publicly. For some holders, this could be an attractive option. but experts are warning everyone to carefully read any contract before signing. Once signed, breaking the terms could result in legal consequences. This signals another major shift. The revaluation is no longer about rumors or backroom deals, but about structured, legal agreements with significant responsibility. Currency holders are stepping into a new era where professionalism and caution are just as important as patience. Understanding the fine print could make the difference between a smooth exchange and unnecessary complications. Vietnam's role in this unfolding event cannot be ignored. While Iraq captured headlines with bold televised announcements, Vietnam has quietly confirmed that its own recalibration process is underway. The State Bank of Vietnam's internal memo showed a new rate, hinting at future adjustments and possibly larger moves to come. Unlike Iraq, which launched its revaluation in a single, bold step, Vietnam seems to be taking a gradual path. Analysts, including regional economists, believe that Vietnam's strategy is deliberate and cautious, designed to maintain stability while slowly increasing the value of the dong. This careful approach aligns with Vietnam's past policies, where change is steady rather than sudden. The financial community is watching closely, expecting more announcements within days. For VND holders, this is not just encouraging news, it is confirmation that their patience may soon be rewarded as well, making 2025 a dual celebration for both Iraqi and Vietnamese currency holders. The celebration among IQ and VND holders is not just about money, it is about validation. For over a decade, countless people were told that holding dinar or dong was foolish. They were mocked by skeptics, discouraged by delays, and constantly pressured by negative voices, saying the revaluation would never happen. Yet today, those who held on have been proven right. Across social media platforms, victory posts are pouring in. In Iraq, people are gathering outside banks, waving currency notes in joy, while abroad, investors are sharing videos of their first exchange appointments. For many, this is not just about financial profit. It is about proving that patience, resilience, and faith can overcome doubt. It is a powerful lesson that sometimes belief in a vision is stronger than the noise of critics. This sense of triumph is echoing not only in financial circles, but also in the hearts of those who never gave up. Experts are calling this revaluation one of the most historic monetary shifts in modern times. Historians of global finance point out that never before has a dormant currency returned to the international stage with such force and recognition. The Iraqi dinar was once dismissed as irrelevant in global trade. Today, it is trading on foreign exchange platforms like Barclays UK Treasury Desk, proving that it has officially joined the global trading pool. In the United States, financial analysts are already predicting short-term volatility as thousands of holders rush to exchange their dinar. Trading volumes on platforms like MetaTrader have reportedly spiked by 800% within hours of the announcement. This surge highlights the mix of excitement and uncertainty surrounding the revaluation. For some, it signals the chance of a lifetime. For others, it is a reminder to approach carefully and avoid reckless decisions. Either way, the impact is undeniable. This moment also carries deep symbolic meaning for Iraq as a nation. For years, the country's economy has struggled under the weight of sanctions, war, and instability. Its currency was devalued and dismissed by the international community. But today, Iraq has reclaimed financial sovereignty, restoring dignity to its people and creating a pathway toward global integration. Citizens who once relied on foreign currencies for stability can now look at their dinar with pride, knowing it is finally recognized and respected. This is not just about exchange rates, it is about identity, independence, and national pride. For Iraqis at home and abroad, this day represents more than a financial win. It is a milestone of recovery, showing that their country is stepping forward, stronger than before. It is a reminder that resilience, even on a national level, can eventually bring about redemption and transformation. With all this excitement, however, comes a need for caution. Times of great opportunity often attract opportunists. Already, fake online groups on Telegram and WhatsApp are attempting to trick people into sharing their personal details under the guise of helping with exchanges. Others are advertising so-called private deals, that claim to offer rates higher than the banks. Experts warn that these are almost always scams. Real banks will never ask you to send money in advance, nor will they communicate through unsecured apps. The safest path is to stick with regulated banks and licensed exchange centers. Holders are being urged to double-check their documents, avoid shortcuts, and ignore to beat true promises. Protecting your wealth is just as important as gaining it. As one analyst said, this is not just a test of patience, but also a test of wisdom. Staying alert will ensure that your years of waiting truly pay off. For those preparing for their first exchange, the advice is simple: get ready today. Organize your currency by denomination, check the condition of your notes, and ensure your identification documents are current and valid. If you have an exchange appointment, print or save the confirmation. Arrive early, stay calm, and treat bank staff with respect. Remember, they are trained to handle this process and will appreciate customers who are organized and cooperative. Be ready to answer basic verification questions, and when presented with payout options, take a moment to decide carefully. Whether you choose a lump sum or structured payout, this decision could shape your financial future for years. Mental preparation is just as important as paperwork. Eat well, sleep early, and arrive with a clear mind. This is one of the most important financial days of your life, and being prepared can make all the difference. As exchanges begin, financial experts are encouraging holders to think beyond the moment and focus on long-term planning. Wealth preservation is just as important as wealth creation. Structured payouts, high-yield bonds, and diversified investments are all tools that can help ensure today's windfall becomes tomorrow's stability. Too often, sudden financial gains are lost through poor planning, impulsive spending, or lack of guidance. Holders are being encouraged to seek advice from licensed financial planners and avoid rash decisions. Remember, this is not just about cashing in currency. It is about creating a foundation for generational wealth. The Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong revaluations are not everyday events, they are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. How you handle this moment will determine whether it becomes a short-term victory or a long-term transformation for you and your family. For many, this day will forever be remembered as the activation of what revaluation circles called Tier 4B, the moment when ordinary citizens, not just elites or insiders, gained access to exchanges. This was always described as the green light for the public, and now that light is shining brightly. The sense of community is powerful. From Iraq to America, from Vietnam to Europe, people are sharing the same celebration. United by years of waiting and belief, this is more than finance. It is a story of ordinary people holding on to extraordinary hope. It shows that history is not only written by governments or institutions, but also by individuals who refuse to give up. Every note held, every year waited, every doubt overcome has led to this moment. For Dinar and Dong holders, today is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new chapter filled with possibility. As we close this broadcast, let us be clear, this is no longer a rumor or speculation. This is real. The Iraqi dinar has officially revalued on live television, confirmed by government officials, and recognized by global banks. The Vietnamese dong is quietly stepping into its own path of revaluation. Together, these events are reshaping the financial landscape in 2025. For IQD and VND holders, this is the historic moment you have been waiting for. The preparation you made, the patience you showed, and the faith you carried have all been rewarded. The time to act is now, with clarity, discipline, and wisdom. Organize your documents, prepare for your appointments, and most importantly, protect yourself from scams. Share this information responsibly with others so they too can benefit. This is not just a financial update. It is a once-in-a-lifetime turning point. You are living through history, and the world is watching.